that's how it is. But we're going to try and do a nice landing here on this runway that's shaped like a numeral 1. The speed's about 280 miles an hour right now. The scale, the big scale, drops off at 280, and then everything up there is onwards up to 480 on the small scale. At 150 miles an hour or less, I can lower everything. I can lower the flap, I can lower the gear, etc., etc. That's now. Okay, so a landing and a taxiing as well. The Spitfires are notoriously difficult to taxi with ground loops galore. That means spinning around in a circle and tipping a wing and everything. My goodness, what a beautiful bird this is. So what do you do so that you can taxi effectively without any problems? You run 12% power. You run 12% power. It's just enough for you to tick along at a fairly nice pace, fairly controllable. You use the brake. It's not a differential brake, it's just a brake. And then with 12% power over the rudder, you have enough slipstream, enough airflow, enough prop wash. You have enough prop wash over the rudder with 12% power. And that gives you control over the rudder, which gives you control over the tail. And then you don't ground loop, as long as you're not going above, say, 12% power. There's 12% power by itself with hands off. It's just chugging along. And then if I put my hands on the rudder, I can get control back of the plane. The rudder works like this. If I was to turn the power to 0% to idle, I'd have no control over the aircraft at all. So it is a mistake to go from, say, high power to 0% power when trying to taxi the Spitfire, because once you're at 0% power, and especially if you're rolling along pretty fast, you can't control the plane at all. You need some prop wash to control the plane. So here I'm applying the brake, and then I'll turn around. You might need a bit of extra power to get going if you're stuck in the mud, sort of thing. I have my guns on different buttons, so if I want to shoot with both, I have to press two buttons like this. Otherwise, 50 calibers or cannon. Gun out of ammo. I have 4 rounds left according to that. But you see what I mean? It's just so controllable with just 12% power on the ground. So this is the big secret of operating the Spitfire on the ground. Any Spitfire, VB, 9, 14. Such a beautiful plane. Do you see what I mean? So many people are saying, oh, when I go to land the Spitfire, I ground loop it. Yeah, well, if you land with 12% power, you'll have control over the rudder, and in combination with the brake and that 12% power, not more than, you'll make a nice landing. Why don't I just go and be a flying instructor or something, huh? This is such a beautiful plane. Mwah! I love this plane. This is my favorite plane by far in the whole thing. So beautiful. So beautiful. Let's see. This stream's going to end now, but let's just, before we do end, let's just have a close-up look at the nose up. So here's the pilot, and here's the, let's see if I can zoom in a bit better. Yeah, there we go. Even at potato resolution, you guys will be able to see that on YouTube. I think it's broadcasting at 720. So there we go, RAAF, Royal Australian Air Force, and it's got the kangaroo, and the kangaroo has a pouch, and in the pouch is a joey, which is a small kangaroo, a baby, and then the baby has a weapon in its hand. It has a slingshot, but I think that's a fantastic nose art right there. It's really good. And there's also one here of a bunny, a familiar bunny. It's a bit too close. There we go, and I'll zoom in. He's got a newspaper. He's dressed up like a dandy or a debonair or something, and he seems to be smoking a carrot. So that's pretty funny. So this is a great aircraft, and great nose art and everything. And then on the other side, I said there was a bee. Look at that propeller, 5-blader. And there's a bee right there. Before I go, let me just check the chat. All right, yeah, so there's the bee and everything. I just checked the chat and said thank you for watching. All right, so I'll be back with more Spitfire action at some point in the future. And I'll see you guys later.